Welcome to NewsNation. You heard us talking about the DOGE dividend, right? So this advisor named James Fishback, right, well-known investor, he proposed 20% of all waste, fraud, and abuse that DOGE cuts from the budget goes to us, to our families, 79 million of them, okay? So that's the sell. If they hit their savings target of $2 trillion, each of our families gets $5 grand. Now, the problem is what? The if, right? Nevertheless, never one to dodge a dicey situation. Elon hears the idea, tweets that he'll take it to the president. Next thing you know, we hear this.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens.
All right, so the first issue is the president's maths. Okay, they're off because he only counted up 40%. He would still have 60% of whatever they find that he'd have to do something with, but that's not the problem. Here's the point. Everybody wants a check from the government. This is an easy sell. The idea of hating on the idea is a mistake for the Democrats or anybody else. Why? Because everybody wants a check. The right question here is, are you overpromising and setting yourself up to underdeliver? I feel like you might as well say the check's going to be for 50 grand, because the assumption you're making about what you'll spend and save is outlandish, all right? And again, growing up in politics, I'm telling you, and you'll get this as soon as I say it, the last thing you want from a politician is to overpromise and underdeliver, right? Now, why would I question the assumption? $2 trillion in waste. Not only have we never seen anything like it, literally, if you take the last 3 administrations together, they didn't find anything like it. Let's just look at getting to half their goal. They say $2 trillion, I say $1 trillion. You'd have to get rid of the Department of Education, the Department of Justice. You'd have to stop all foreign aid. You'd have to cut Social Security by 25%, cut Medicare by 20%, and cut defense by 10%. And you'd still be $60 billion short of $1 trillion. Okay, so look, I love the idea of finding waste. I think that Trump seized on low-hanging fruit here, and it was smart to bring in an outside disruptive force. But if you think you're getting heat now for the price of eggs, promise a check for $5 grand, fail to deliver, and you're going to feel it at the ballot box. Or is it a genius move? Let's bring in 2 men with their own opinions, which will almost certainly be different, if not better, than mine. Stephen A. Smith, host of the Stephen A. Smith, of course, and the one and only Bill O'Reilly right next to me. And our seats have been adjusted so that I strangely look taller than he does. How do you like that, Stephen A? How do you like that little trick I pulled there on your boy?
What's up? What's up, fellas? It's pretty hard to look taller than Bill O'Reilly, but I see you trying. I see you trying.
He is much taller. We have a big announcement to make. We'll do it right after the first break. But let me ask each of you guys to kind of break down. I said before the show, Bill, that there's a political trap in this. Don't hate on the idea of sending people a check. Everybody wants a check for the government. But do you believe there's risk here in terms of not delivering?
Look, I don't want a check from the government. I won't take it.
I'll take your check. Done.
No, I wouldn't give it to you. Not giving it to you. And the little chair trick, I did not know about that. And he has extra makeup to look better than me, too.
Yep, full coat of paint.
And then no one knows why Stephen A. is in Miami, and Stephen A. doesn't know why he's down there. He just went. But anyway, I don't like this deal, because I think that any waste has to come off the federal debt, has to go back to the Treasury. That is the big story that nobody wants to pay attention to. I don't think you'd be sending checks to anybody at this point in history. You got to get that debt down. That's what DOGE should be doing. Get the government spending under control, wipe the departments out that don't deserve to be there. Department of Education, we don't need that. Trump is right. Get it back to the states. I pay my school taxes locally. School board runs it. Why should there be a Department of Education? Unless there's some kind of illegality going on where a school would ban a certain race, but then you can let the Justice Department handle that. So this gimmick, and it's a gimmick, and I don't like that. Just get the budget under control, Congress, and cut out the waste, put it in the Treasury, bring down the debt and deficit.
Stephen, how do you like to play?
I completely agree with Bill on this, and I love the fact that he pointed out Congress, because if you really, really think about it, that's where the real problem lies. You've got to have people in the House of Representatives that have some guts, that know how to think for themselves, that remember where their principles lie. If you're a conservative, what are the kind of things that you preach about? Yes, you preach about free market capitalism and what have you. You also talk about cutting down our debt. Well, this is an opportunity to do so, since Trump is bloviating out there that's exactly what he intends to do. Well, hold him to it. You know, you definitely have the power to do that, as opposed to really being complicit and acquiescing to anything that he wants. I don't think that's the wisest play in the world. The other thing that I want to bring up, that I think this is old bait and switch, to be quite honest with you. I think that it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Trump is doing a lot of talking, but in the end, I think he's trying to debate the Democrats.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.